welcome to Storyboard's coverage of the Cannes Lions, and joining me today is the Chairman and CEO of Publicis Group, Maurice Lévy. Maurice, it's always great to be in your part of the world, but I believe this is your 42nd year at the Cannes Lions. So can you tell me about how, I mean, it must have changed a lot, but could you take me through that?
Say, more years than you have.
Yes, true.
No, it's a place which has changed dramatically, but my very first Cannes Lion, which was called le Festival du Film Publicitaire International. It was in French and then it moved to English. And this was in 1972 and I was at the Majestic.
Okay.
And still at the Majestic, and since 42 years, every year at the Majestic.
Okay. Well, this is only my third year, but you know, I can see a marked change between Cannes Lions 2014 and 2015. In your opinion, what is the one big thing that has changed in the festival over last year?
There is at least two interesting aspects. The glass lion, which are extremely...
The Grand Prix went to India.
So, I see. So the glass lions, that is extremely important, and it's very good to see that there is this approach. The second, which is quite interesting, is about innovation. So we can think about some other aspects we have changed, but to have these two elements which have been the innovation of the year, are quite interesting.
Well, one thing that I've noticed is that the headlines that have been coming out of the Cannes Lions have been around technology and digital. Is that something that you've noticed as well?
That is something for which I have worked very hard and invested massively. This is something that I saw coming in 2006 when I decided to acquire Digitas. And consistently, and since that day, we have very strongly believe that digital will change and transform the advertising world, but also the world of advertisers, the clients. And they will need to transform themselves, and for that they will need consulting, technology, and the support of the advertising agencies. So we are the only one today in the world capable of delivering from consulting till a leaflet. Everything which has to do with the transformation of a client, a transformation of the world of marketing and how to deal with all these issues, and obviously brand building or sales and omni-channel, all this is now one-stop shopping operation, which is called the Publicis Group. And we can deliver all the services.
You know, you mentioned that, but if you see tech companies like, you know, whether it's Google or it's Twitter or Facebook or even new ones like Tinder or Snapchat, they're the ones who, you know, their presence is really ramped up at the Cannes Lions, whether it's the sessions, whether, you know, it's the media coverage, whether it's the parties. Is the festival becoming less about creativity, or has the definition of creativity then changed?
I hope not. I think that what will stay forever in the world of advertising and marketing is the idea. So we can have a lot of computers and we are investing ourselves in a lot of IT. We can have a lot of digital work, etc. But what will drive that business, what will drive the sales, what will drive the relationship between the client and the consumers, the brand and the consumer, is the idea. So when I have been asked by the drum about what's new, I said, what's new is the idea. It's always the idea. And ideas is what has changed the world, by the way. A revolution is about ideas, etc. So I consider that the big thing, the very big one, is the idea. But when you look at the combination we have with Publicis, that unique combination that we have called the alchemy of IQ, TQ, EQ, BQ.
BQ being?
Bloody quick. And CQ,
which would be?
Creative quotient.
Okay.
All this is something which is powering the brand building and the transformation of our clients.
Okay. But how do you think the festival needs to sort of focus more on creativity, or a new definition of creativity at all, or do you think the conversation is going where it should be?
The juries will always have their own opinion about what creativity is all about.
Yes.
And each jury will have his own way of thinking about an idea, about creativity, etc. I think that the festival cannot define what creativity is all about. It has to be the role of the juries. The festival is the organizer. He is offering the possibility, which is unique, of all the advertising people of the planet to meet together, to see the work, to see the most interesting work and the one which has been recognized by their peers, and this is something which is paramount for the future. So I personally consider that the role of the festival is remarkable. It's, as I said, quite unique, and we have to make sure that we, as advertising agencies, as digital operations, media agencies, we are bringing to the festival our best work, our best people, in order that we can learn from the experience of the others, and we can take home new ideas that we can share with clients and with the other people in the agency.
You know, we're talking creativity, we're talking digital, we're talking technology, but your session is with someone who has nothing to do with advertising. It's DJ David Guetta. So why the choice, and what is the conversation going to be like?
If I may, I would say that there is something a little bit wrong in what you are saying, because David is about music.
Yes, which is creative.
Music, it's creative, and you cannot imagine one commercial, one video without music. So it's part. David is about the fact that he's endorsing brands, and stars are endorsing brands, so it's important to have a star speaking about the endorsement, and this is something which is extremely fascinating and interesting. So we will hear for the first time someone explaining why he's doing this, and how he's selecting the brands he will endorse, etc. And David Guetta is the most followed. So he has a lot of followers, he has a lot of fans, and this is extremely important. So it's about digital, it's about creativity, it is about brand. So you see, it is at the core of what we are doing.
And it's very French as well.
I hope also that it will be fun.
You know, Maurice Lévy's session is one of the most attended sessions at Cannes. So when you choose a person to share the stage with you, or a topic, that topic I'm guessing would be of great importance and interest for the group as well. So why has celebrity endorsement become so important?
Celebrity endorsement has been always important.
Yes.
The change is that in the case of David, you have this connection with digital, and this is quite unique. And in this world of digital, you have new stars who are the digital stars. There are some stars who are internet stars that nobody have ever heard about, and you have the big stars, the global stars like David, and the fact that he has accepted is huge and tells a lot. So I'm always trying to find something interesting, always, and something which is bringing something to the audience. So it's when I have interviewed Eric Schmidt, or when I have interviewed some other people, the objective was to get them sharing their experience, to tell about the future, to tell about a lot of things. With David, there is another element which is extremely important, which is the fact that there are millions of people who have the heartbeat with him. And when you see all this crowd of people reacting to what he's doing, it's telling a lot about connection.
Okay.
And I thought, yeah, interesting also for us as advertising people, because it is telling us a lot. So I understand that we are sold out, that there will be...
But David Guetta concerts are always sold out.
Yes, we are always sold out.
You've made significant moves and investments in India, but what about China? Because these are two countries that the world is looking at.
I know that not only the world is watching India and China, but I know that China is watching India and India is watching China. And that is something which I really love, because I see kind of competition between these two countries, which are the biggest countries in the world. We have a very good position in China, and we are growing nicely. So we think that this is a country where our position is quite strong. We have also with China made a few investments in the past which are starting to pay off. And we are now working on a new plan to see how we will be going to the next level.
Okay.
So we feel pretty good about China and the way we are operating. We will probably look at the role of digital in our company toward China, because China is moving much faster, I'm sorry to say that, than India in digital. And not only in terms of penetration, and we see that the penetration is quite impressive, but also in terms of innovation. And there is a lot of platforms who are creating, inventing. Sometimes they are the beginning of a copycat of what you see in the US. Take the example of Alibaba. At the beginning, it was just copying Amazon. Today, Alibaba is very different, and they have embraced a lot of other services. If you look at Tencent, WeChat was just a kind of Facebook. When you look now how they are working and all the services that they are developing, and the fact that they are at the intersection of social and sales, you see that they have crossed another line. So I feel personally extremely interested by the way the Chinese are developing their approaches in digital. I have seen recently, I was in China a month ago, and I have seen the people of Youku. And it was here also something extremely fascinating, because at the beginning it was YouTube, and it was only YouTube. And now you see that they have studios, that they are producing films, real films, not only video series, and they are part of the content industry as well as the distribution industry. So they are moving to another level. And this is what I like with China, is that they are not considering themselves only as copycat of the US, even if they start very often as copycat, but at the end of the day, they are building a system which is different.
Well, isn't that challenging though? Because, you know, I mean, you have a sort of strategy for a Facebook or a Google or a Twitter, but then China has its own sites. Does that become challenging then?
Obviously, it is a challenge, but it is also interesting. It is interesting on many respects. The first one is that it is culturally adapted
Yes.
to the Chinese people.
Yes.
So what you have here is not something which resembles to what exists on the planet. There is a lot of things which are almost the same, but there is also a lot of aspects which are specific to China. That's very good. So culturally, it is embedded in the Chinese culture. The second aspect is that it demonstrates that people can compete against Google, Facebook, Twitter, and co. That's good. That's positive.
Yeah.
Very positive. Because we need competition.
Yes.
And the third aspect is that it forces us to look at China differently. And this is part of Vive la Différence, which is our signature.
Okay.
So we like differences. We cherish and we celebrate differences. We don't believe that the world is uniform. And there is a French poet who said, de l'uniformité naquit l'ennui. That boredom came from uniformity. So the fact that it's different is interesting. All this is very positive. And I think that it's good that we don't work in a world of uniformity. I hope that India will bring a lot of newness and new solutions. I know that some few people are thinking about new product, new ideas, new channels, new TV distribution.
Yes, yes.
So all this is something which is extremely exciting, and I look forward to see India developing new approaches.
Okay. Earlier you spoke about some, every year you have some new learnings from Cannes and you take them back. So what are your big 3 learnings up till now?
There is always one which is always the same, which is a mix of envy and anger, which is when I see great work, I say, I wish we have done it. And this is something that I'm always sharing. And I love to see the work of competitors who is better than ours. Then there is always some aspect that I'm looking either on innovation or on development or on technology or on creativity that we have to share with our teams. So this is something that we will be doing as soon as we get the shortlist ready. We will make a selection. We will make a selection from the awards. We will look at some specific campaign. We have won a lot. For example, where there is a campaign which has already won a lot of gold and lions, which is Like a Girl.
Yes.
And this is fantastic campaign.
Yes.
A fantastic.
It did win a Grand Prix as well in PR.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. And I believe that they will still win some other. So when we see a campaign like a Girl, and there are some others, I'm not mentioning them today, these are the kind of things that I will personally analyze with the team, and I will share with my teams and say, okay, why haven't we created that? Is it that we have not the client? Is it that we have not the people? We have not the idea? We have not the circumstance? We have not the opportunity? Or is it simply that we are not good enough? And we have to look at this with a very strong point of view, because we can learn only if we are objective and we don't hesitate when something is wrong to say, we have done something wrong. We should have done it differently.
Okay, okay. And what is the first thing that you're going to do, or the first few things you're going to do when you get back to Paris? What are things that you will get out of the way, if I could ask you that?
The first thing that I will be doing is to answer all the emails which will have arrived, and that I will not have time to.
Yes, the Wi-Fi is pretty poor over here, isn't it?
that will be the very first thing, and I will probably not wait to be in Paris. I will do that as soon as Saturday afternoon and Sunday. I will go to Provence, in my country house in Provence, from Cannes. I will see my trees, I will see the fruits, etc. And then I will go to Paris on Sunday evening. And as I said, the first thing I will do is to make sure that I have an update on all the emails and that people have got an answer to all the questions they have put.
Okay, so looks like a very busy week for you. Thank you so much.
Thank you
for taking time out. It was lovely to chat with you.
Okay, always a pleasure. Thank you.